What do you think, pretty Elizabeth? What are you thinking, pretty lady? She says it is a nice day to finally have some reprieve from the heat. Yowzer, it's been hot around here, folks. Welcome, everyone. Happy Monday. Welcome to a new week of living wild at heart. Brought to you by your generous support, of course. Hey, Tammy. Glad to have you with us. Happy Monday to you. Let's see who else is joining us. Elizabeth DiCarlo is watching. Hey, Tanya, checking in over from Wisconsin. Hope all is well, neighbor. Hey, Jenny Flagg. Saying hi to the beautiful cat, and that is the one, the only tigress, Elizabeth. And I think she's caught between a rock and a hard place. I think she's wanting to stalk Judson, which is why you see her in that position. But I also think she's feeling a little nappy this morning, and seeing some heavy eyes combined with kind of the stalking position. But nonetheless, I'm sure Elizabeth is enjoying herself, and I hope everyone's been enjoying their Monday so far. A little behind schedule, as you can see. Typically, we like going live at 11 a.m. We were set to have Josie join us back upstairs in the offices, as you guys heard last week when we were giving an update on her post-surgery. All is well with Josie. All is well. Monday is one of our kind of smaller staffing days, and we just want to make sure that her first day back upstairs in the offices, that she's going to have an eye on her for the duration of the day. I'm in the middle of training. Kelly, our operations manager, is out today. Anna, our caretaking manager, has more than a host of things that are going to keep her away from her desk today. So we were going to be going live with Josie at 11, but Little Miss Josie will be joining us tomorrow up in the offices. So we have a vet day tomorrow, which we're expecting to go live for. So for perhaps maybe tomorrow afternoon, we can expect for me to go live with Josie back up in the offices. But thanks for everyone's patience. A little behind schedule, but nonetheless ready to have ourselves a Sanctuary Stroll here, Miss Elizabeth. I see Susan Mensa's joined us, doing some tagging. Thank you for that, Susan. Hey, Joy Williams. Good morning to you. Hey, Pat Hamilton. Good day. Jeannie Curry's here. Hey, Bree MacArthur. Faith Warner checking in from Florida. It's been feeling like Florida. Oh, and it looks like the stock is now going to be coming. Oh, how about a tiger chuff after that tiger stock? She says, I'm a selective chuffer. I like giving Noah my chuffs. And I like giving caretakers my chuffs when they have a big bucket of food, too. Hey, pretty lady. And we know Noah and Elizabeth to be some of our more kind of former rescues. We would have announced these guys as former members of our witness protection program. I got to get my brain working this morning, Elizabeth. Former members of our witness protection program during Miracle Match. We were granted full custody of both Elizabeth and Noah from the Ohio Agriculture Department, and which meant that we were able to go public on these two members of our witness protection program. You guys know that we are home to a certain number of witness protection cats here at TWS. We're not able to reveal that exact number due to the parameters of the witness protection program. But nonetheless, your guys' support that you offer here to our residents, whether you're donating right here on a Facebook post, whether you're giving towards our general operation, or a monthly Pride member, that's just such a great example of how that support's extending to cats who you haven't even met yet. Noah and Elizabeth were here for some time before us being able to make their existence public to our followers, but obviously they're receiving the same type of love and care that every single one of our rescues receives. And we're just so happy to debut you to our followers. I think that's one of the hardest things for me, is being able to see these cats, see their colorful personalities, kind of learn the nuances of their likes and dislikes, and all I can think about is how I want to share that with all of our supporters, and the days finally come where we've been able to do that, and very, very thankful for that, Miss Elizabeth. And Elizabeth lives with Noah. You've heard me mention him a couple of times. Mr. Noah, I saw him kind of putzing around in his shift, and I think he's hanging out in his indoor bedroom. You guys know that our rescues have 24/7 access to the free roaming habitat where you see Miss Elizabeth occupying into their indoor bedrooms. That's the central animal building of Feline Meadows. Just to give you guys some context, we're kind of on the back side of it. We have Snow and Storm's habitat over here, and then Aspen and Blaze, who I might go try to check in on. But we're just enjoying a little quiet moment with Elizabeth here. Hope everybody's enjoying themselves. Pat Hamilton saying, so grateful to meet you. Marcy Sanborn, that was one thing I'm going to talk about. Mentioning how you have a cylinder toy coming our way. Last week we had a Big Cat not a Big Cat fundraiser, a Big Cat toy drive. It was not only the birthdays of Prada and Nova last week, but also a time where we kind of connected their birthdays to our need for some new Big Cat toys. That drive was all last week. Tomorrow our e-newsletter is going to share the results of that drive, which was very successful, as well as the winner. We kind of had a special little something attached to the toy drive, and that was anyone who bought one of those toys, one of those single toys, was going to be entered into a drawing where you could have a Zoom kind of interaction with that cat playing with that toy. So tomorrow you guys can look forward. Our e-newsletter is going to kind of be just summarizing the toy drive itself and a successful toy drive and thanking you guys, as well as letting everyone know the winner of that kind of virtual playtime with the toy that they purchased. Pretty awesome, Miss Elizabeth. All right, let's see what Blaze and Aspen are doing. They're two of our resident rescued cougars. And come one, come all, we're having ourselves a Sanctuary Stroll. Had a little bit of a kind of short rain shower this morning, which cooled the temperatures down. Truth to tell, it has been feeling like July in into May and June here in northern Minnesota. I'm sure many of you in the Midwest. I was looking for you, Mr. Aspen. I'm sure many of you can contest if you're in the Midwest, but darn has it been hot. So certainly the humans and cats are happy for a little reprieve from the heat, and definitely that little rainstorm this morning knocking temps way, way down for us. That's Aspen, who's giving me that patented cougar glare from his cave, and you have his brother Blaze right over here. I'll be able to get a better look at Mr. Blazers if I scoot over. Aspen and Blaze, some of you may know that here at the Wildcat Sanctuary we are also home to what are called wild-born cats. And a wild-born cat is a cat that was born in the wild, and unfortunately for one reason or another they weren't able to live a wild life, so we've been able to accept them into sanctuary so they can live a wild at heart life. Blaze and Aspen and can kind of be extended to all of the cougars here at TWS. Every single one of our cougar residents is a wild-born cougar. With there being laws and restrictions against the rehab and release of cougars in some of these states, Oregon, Montana, and so on, where cats like Aspen and Blaze, they don't have a choice when they're found orphaned in the wild, in that they become, unfortunately, a financial liability for the states and start costing them money. So these states need to find immediate placement for these cats, and they are either doing that at accredited AZA zoos or here at Sanctuary. And obviously we're happy to have Aspen and Blaze as part of our TWS pride here, but obviously we want all animals to live a wild life if that is possible. But despite that not being the fact for Aspen and Blaze, you know what we say here is maybe not a wild life for Aspen and Blaze, but we're proud that we're able to give them a wild at heart life. And And we do that through how we give care to them. Obviously, Aspen and Blaze, they're wild-born. They're a little bit more shy. Mom taught them to stay away from humans, to be calculated and sure about your movements. And I think you see that a lot with the wild-borns. A little bit more reserved, a little bit more, kind of like I said, calculated and thinking about their next move. And it's up to us, our caretaking staff, like I said, to adjust how they give care and husbandry to these rescues, for us to make sure that they have plenty of hiding spots, because especially those wild-borns, just like I said, they are making very precise calculations on where they are and if they want to be seen and when they want to be seen. So plenty of hiding spots, obviously all types of enrichment to keep these boys happy, and just fortunate to have them with us, and still understanding that kind of the way in which rescues make their way here to the Wildcat Sanctuary, that this is just kind of one of the variety of ways of the wild-born cat, of the cats coming from closed down roadside zoos, of the cats coming from private owner surrenders. Okie dokie. We're going to keep on cruising around Feline Meadows here. I think I see Alana and Aurora hanging out on one of their platforms. See what the gals are up to. Been enjoying having everyone along with us. It is Monday. It is a new week. Hate to keep on talking about the weather, but it looks like it's going to be a little bit cooler of a week, which is marvelous. We're going to be bringing Josie upstairs today. I mentioned at the beginning of the live post, all is well with Josie. I'll go into detail on how successful her recovery has been since her eye removal last week. But Monday is one of our short-staffed days, and we wanted to make sure that Josie had an eye on her all day. And so we're going to be bringing her up tomorrow. And so tomorrow afternoon, after vet day, I'm going to do a live post with little Miss Josie so everybody can see that precious gal and see how well she's doing. I went and visited her this morning, and I tell you, she is the same old goofball Josie, just full of beans. I love it. Now let's see who we have here. I'm going to zoom in. Yep, would be Aurora down on the lower part of the platform here, and her sister Alana above her. We know that Aurora and Alana came from the Tiger King Park. I'm sure you guys are aware of the documentary, The Tiger King, that was featured on Netflix. These guys came from the Tiger King Park. The infamous Tiger King Park, that is, TWS, was a part of a handful of accredited sanctuaries that were able to rescue these big cats from that property. Aurora and Alana being white lions, they certainly are beautiful, but unfortunately, similar to what you're finding with white tigers, and unfortunately what was just a major symptom with the captive pools of cats that were being bred by these exploiters, is that inbreeding is often common. And unfortunately we see signs of that inbreeding in cats like Alana and Aurora, with Aurora having very crossed eyes. You also can look at both of them and see kind of the angular shape of their skulls. They'll have a diamond shape of their skull, which is also unfortunately indicative of inbreeding. So just more reason to cheer the passage of the Big Cat Public Safety Act, that no longer are you able to breed these types of animals, and really just celebrate that no longer will a cat have to endure what cats like Aurora and Alana and others before them have. Because certainly, just like when we're looking at the white tigers, we like admiring their beauty, and undoubtedly Aurora and Alana are beautiful cats, but kind of looking through that beauty and seeing some of the tragedy behind it is always imperative. And I expected to be stalked by now, truthfully, ladies. I had expected to be stalked by now. We know Aurora and Alana as consummate stalkers. They love showing the paparazzi, the caretakers, everyone just how nimble they are. Onward and forward, though. Glad to see both of those two gals are enjoying their morning, so I'm also think I might have a shot of snow or storm. All I can see is a little cougar muzzle, but I'm going to zoom in. And under that platform, we were talking about wildborns earlier, and that's either cougar snow or cougar storm doing exactly as they please, and we wouldn't have it any other way. And I'm actually kind of astonished right now. That's cougar snow because cougar storm is right over here. And of course, I didn't notice you when I was over here, mister, and I could have stopped right here. Look at that, Mr. Storm. Might be able to get a little bit closer, so not to make him uncomfortable. I'm going to come right over here, Big Storm, because this is a very special moment where you guys obviously know we never force any of our cats to show themselves or perform for us or anything like that. But obviously, there's a lot of supporters out there, even sponsors of Cats Like Snow and Storm. Hey, but they want to see their cats in the limelight on a live post. And obviously, we kind of go within the parameters that Snow and Storm set with us. And it looks like Storm is ready to share a little bit of himself with us today. Let me see if I can zoom in just a little bit more. Is that all I got? Okay. So it's just kind of piggybacking on the conversation I had with Aspen and Blaze, is that Snow and Storm were orphan cougars. And it was actually caught on a old Animal Planet show, Wild Justice, if I'm not mistaken. Their capture was actually captured on the show. But again, both of these two being orphaned, and unfortunately were found in a suburban area, and weren't able to fend for themselves, and again had to find their way to Sanctuary here at TWS. Very fortunate for it, but still just understanding the ways in which our rescues come here in the wild-born segment, the captive-born segments of our population, owner surrender. It's cool to kind of piece together the variety in which our rescues come here to the Wildcat Sanctuary and how you can make a difference for them. So maybe not the greatest lighting for a cat like Storm, but a precious moment nonetheless. And if any of you have been following TWS for some time, you might even be able to say to yourselves, golly, I don't know when the last time I've seen Storm on a live post. So happy that we were able to bring this special dude to everyone. And just to kind of show you guys some of their rest of their habitat, plenty of perches, platforms. Obviously, they love taking advantage of their perches and platforms, but maybe not when the humans are around, seeing lots of scratch marks and areas where they're doing what cats do. But awesome, Mr. Storm. Very, very special. And for any of the cats that I've talked about today, I just love it. Every single one of our rescues, past and present, has a kind of resident page or profile about them. So if you wanted to learn in more detail about Storm, if you wanted to learn in more detail about Snow, I always encourage you to check out our website and read the resident pages, learn every last detail about them, and hey, maybe their story might have struck a chord with you and you want to give a gift in their name. Maybe you want a sponsorship, sponsor one of them. It's all absolutely tremendous. Let's see what we have here. Heading over to Wild Woodlands. We'll keep on strolling here for a little bit more longer, if anyone's interested. I've been enjoying myself so far. A little quiet time, pretty much with every cat that we've seen. Everybody's taking it easy this morning. Got to see Elizabeth, the tigress. We got to see Alana and Aurora, Blaze and Aspen, Snow and Storm, which is very special. And now we're cruising. We'll go say hi to big bad Mr. Dimitri over here, drinking some water. I haven't got a tiger chuff yet. Elizabeth wouldn't give me a tiger chuff, Dimitri. You're heading the opposite way. So be it. The Tiger Trio, the Tiger Trio. We know these guys fairly well, as the Tiger Trio has a pretty incredible story. Fortunately, a story that we are never to hear about a situation like this after the passage of the Big Cat Public Safety Act. But obviously many of you surely being familiar with things like kitten mills or puppy mills, where these dogs and cats are piled up on each other in absolutely perilous conditions, breeding and breeding and breeding. Also, these breeders can make money off of selling these animals. Well, that was happening in the Tiger Trio's former life. They were being kept at a facility that was a pay-to-play facility. They were to breed these tiger cubs so they could interact with the public. Obviously, these people had a surplus of tigers because they were breeding to keep these cubs within a certain age range. And with that surplus of tigers being left to live in small, tiny cages without any enrichment, without any perches or platforms, and just unfathomable conditions for a wild animal like a tiger to live in. And fortunately, TWS, along with a couple other sanctuaries, were able to step in and rehome. I think it was, if you know that we're on just over 40 acres with 130 animals. I think this property was on, I think, under 20 acres with about 100 animals. So just to give you some perspective as to how crammed in these tigers were with one another. And certainly kind of a sense of relief to be able to kind of talk about where they came from and actually know that there are laws. There's a federal law put in place that prohibits something like that ever happening again, which is super, super awesome. And truth to tell, I really would love to go and see Noah, and I see that he's back out in his platform. So I think we're going to make a whole loop, and we're gonna finish where we started with Elizabeth and Noah, but we didn't get to see Noah. And there is a tiger sleeping on that platform, but all I can see are their stripes, and I'm not that good. I'm not that good, folks. Let's go see what Big Noah's doing. Butterflies flying. Crazy to see that some of the dandelions have already gone through a couple cycles. Like I said, it just feels like June or May going on July, but we still got the month of June here. All right, heading over to Mr. Noah here. Thank you for everyone's patience while I putz along. Hey, Big Noah! Good to see Mr. Noah donning his poolside platform. He says, life is good, Love to see Noah kind of presiding over his pool here in his large free-roaming habitat, because it is all yours, mister. Let's zoom in on the big fella. And Noah, currently is probably our largest tiger, our largest cat for that matter. And Noah did come to us quite overweight. So it's something that you guys know it's imperative that we get a cat to the right weight. Fortunately, Noah has both of his sets of claws, but still could experience some discomfort from arthritis later in life from that weight. So we need to get him down to a good weight, and obviously he's got all types of options to stay mobile. I've been really impressed with Mr. Noah and his love for the pool and how active he is. when he gets the pool. So water aerobics, Mr. Noah, that's a great way to shed some pounds. Obviously, too, it being kind of easy on some of those joints while you're getting exercise. But nonetheless, Mr. Noah, he is just a happy cat and is very happy to share how happy he is. And he's just a great example of how thankful I am for a cat like Noah being able to experience compassion and love and kind of contentness here in his forever home. Yeah, Mr. Big Guy. I can tell that sun's beating down. He says it's going to be a pool day any second now. Now, sometimes the Ukraine pride kind of will follow the sound of my voice, and I'm looking in the habitat here, and I don't see anyone. Maybe they're all crashing in their indoor bedroom. Yep, actually, I do see a UTV at the back of the building, so there must be a caretaker inside. Let me just look this way. Making sure I didn't see any cat action that way. I think, everyone, we kind of made a loop around Feline Meadows here. I believe we are going to call that a live post for today. Glad we got to see Mr. Noah, because we started out the post with his tiger in crime, Elizabeth, and her enjoying herself. And here's Mr. Noah enjoying himself poolside. Yet another great example of living wild at heart and what your support provides. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in today. Tomorrow, Tuesday, is Vet Day. We have a wellness exam on the book, so hopefully you'll be able to join us then. And then later in the afternoon, Josie will be officially back up in the office. I'm going to be doing a live post tomorrow afternoon so we can see how that special gal is doing. But until then, have a wonderful rest of your Monday, everyone, and we will see you back here at the Wildcat Sanctuary tomorrow.